morning and happy Friday. I don't know how you all are sleeping, but I'm having trouble with my sleeps these nights. Wake up with anxiety and it's just a tough time for us, but you know, at least we can have good food. So tonight's menu is roast beef with Yorkshires. And the reason why I'm still in my pajamas is because when I make Yorkshires, I always start my batter in the morning. So basically, I have 1 cup of flour, really easy. I have 1 1/3 cup of milk. I have 4 eggs and half a teaspoon of salt. And you just whisk all this around. And what you're going to do is put it in the fridge, and all day long when you walk by the fridge or you're in the fridge, just give it another whisk. I leave the whisk in the bowl. In this way, when it's time to cook them, all the flours and everything have all blended together and they'll be nice and smooth and ready to go. This is Ross.
Hey everyone.
He's going to show you how he's prepared the roast for tonight's dinner.
So I've actually got the roast in the oven, but I'll tell you what I normally do. So tonight we're actually having a 3-bone rib roast, but bring it out room temperature. So you want it to warm up a little bit. You don't want to put the cold roast in the oven. What I do with my roast, I inject all my roasts, and my injection is basically some beef broth mixed with a little bit of Worcestershire. I also use this magic stuff, Bovril, whatever it is, and it's just sort of a thickening beef agent. And then one thing you really want to get is you want to get yourself an injector, and you would basically every couple inches inject the roast as much as you can. Plumps up, you'll see juice coming out of it and all that, and it just makes for a better roast. And then what I would do is I do a mixture of Dijon mustard, again Worcestershire sauce, and a little bit of rubs, and that becomes my outside coating, and also with a little bit of rosemary and also some crushed garlic, and I mix it all up and make a nice gooey paste and cover the roast all over. So I'll show you what it looks like. So I cook my roast slow. I do the reverse technology of basically 250 to 275, and right at the moment this has been in for about an hour now, and it's slow cooking. And when it comes the internal temperature of about 110, then I'll crank it up to about 450 degrees to give that outside crust.
So I decided with the roast beef that I'm going to make some cream spinach. I've already wilted the spinach, and now I'm going to make myself a bit of a roux for this. So I've got in here about a 1/4 cup of butter, and this is corn flour. So I'm going to put maybe 2 tablespoons in there. Could be a little bit more. Going to get my whisk. And then the best part is the cream, you know. This isn't going to be a low-cal dinner. Oops, 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 oops. Oh dear. Making a mess. So you just let that thicken up a little bit. In there I'm going to put half a teaspoon of garlic powder, some salt, and some pepper, freshly ground. I love pepper. You just mix that all up. I've got some Parmesan cheese. It's always my favorite staple in the house. So we're going to do that. And now we'll just put the spinach back in. Got it over here. I'm making lots because I'm feeding the whole neighborhood tonight. And you just all mix it around. And you can do this ahead of time, and when it's time to eat, you just have to heat it up, and Bob's your uncle, and it's delicious. I love cream spinach. It's very old school. And there you go. Cream spinach is done, just like that. So now I'm going to show you how I do the Yorkshires. The pan is in the oven, hot, 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 and I've used Crisco, very hot. Yorkshires have been in the fridge all day long. So now I'm going to pour my batter into the tins. And I have to tell you a story, because my mom-in-law taught me how to do these things. Like last week it was about gnocchi and my mom, and this week is about Yorkshires and my husband's beautiful mom, Vera. And as we got our children, I'm going to put these in the oven now. I'm going to continue the story. My mom-in-law and my dad-in-law were called Fran and Fran Dad, because earlier grandkids couldn't say Gran and Granddad, so they were called Fran and Fran Dad. But my mom-in-law would always call my children darling. They were darling. So as a result, my boys would call my mom-in-law darling. So that was her name, and that's what she became. She was our darling. And my darling taught me how to do these Yorkshires. So through the years, she taught me, and I love her. I miss her, and I wish she was still around so I could give her a big kiss. But anyway, I will be back for the end of the dinner. I meant to do just Yorkshires, but all of a sudden it's turned into a whole dinner. And I think tonight of all nights, it's a good thing. So I just wanted to let you know, for my cream spinach, I forgot to tell you to put in a little bit of nutmeg, because it gives a little bit of extra flavor in there, and I forgot to do it. So I did that now. So I've got my spinach, I've got my roast is ready to be carved, I've got the gravy, I've got roast potatoes in the oven, and now check out my Yorkshires. I think this was supposed to be the prize of the night. So here it comes. Here's my Yorkshires. 2 seconds too long in there. They're a little too brown, but they're beautiful. They're perfect. Okay, guys. Happy Friday. It's not such a happy Friday, but I just want to tell you guys, I love you all. We're going to get through this. It's going to be hard next week, but I love you. I'm going to say goodbye because I'm crying now. Go for it. Dance tonight, and I love you. Bye.